Smart 24, driving business.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Smart Means Business. I'm Andrew Barije. It's the 8th of October 2024. Of course, just the days are down. The countdown is definitely down as Uganda is yet to be celebrating 62 years of independence. But of course, something very key and quite very important to understand is when we review its performance of economic activity. Seeing all the times since independence, the different governments that have actually been taking effect and their economic implications and impact at the time in terms of the policies that are being put down there. But of course, we're going to be looking at quite a very amazing aspect here, and of course, reviewing the state of the economy report, taking a look at the direction of the imports, and surprisingly, according to the state of the economy report, it all shows that Uganda definitely has been operating in deficits for the past month. And of course, we shall be taking a look at the composition of exports value, composition of import values, and the direction, of course, the direction of trade, so many more aspects. But of course, most importantly today, we wanted to zero this down as we take a look at it from the light of sustainable agriculture. And that's why I believe the August 2024 coffee report will be quite very important. And of course, taking a look at the UCDA strategic plan that has come to 2020, 2021 and 2024, 2025. And of course, we shall be getting to understand to what level of accomplishment these plans have been accomplished in that line. But of course, from the Caribbean, East Africa, we shall be taking a look at Kenya foreign inflows, which double over a year. And of course, this is a clear impact that the country has quite a positive investor confidence index. You know, the confidence index in the country by the foreign investors is, of course, every other day it's raising up very, very incredibly high. As much as Uganda is experiencing a deficit, Kenya is definitely reporting foreign inflows doubling for the last 12 months. Of course, still at the Tanzania Central Bank maintained the policy, the central bank rate, and this was at about 6%. Of course, not quite sure, but we shall be getting the actual figures later on. And this bid is to boost business spending and sustain economic recovery in the country, as we've seen mass initiatives being put in place. So we shall be taking a look at the actual details. And of course, from the international updates, reviewing the U.S. dock workers who decided to suspend the strike. And of course, the dock workers union, they were in position to actually come to a tentative deal, and it explains why everything actually went the way we see it in that light. But of course, at this point in time, allow me switch and take a look at what's really making headlines within the praise. Living longer, rich, dying younger. And of course, this is a story, something here on the analysis of two separate reports from Uganda Bureau of Statistics and another from the World Bank show clearly that people with high poverty rates live longer than those in areas with lower poverty rates and better access to the social services. Of course, we all know it's really been a little bit controversial just yesterday when, of course, it was all over the tabloids about the census results not making sense. But of course, we see that the results here, they are actually telling us that the poor live longer, the rich die young, according to their findings in that line. Of course, there is quite huge reports there to search about and get the right information. Now, of course, here, Birigwa says where Uganda messed up. And of course, as tomorrow we shall be celebrating 62 years of independence. So we see here Herbert Waswabirigwa, a politician and businessman who witnessed almost all the happenings in those 62 years. Of course, he clearly he has a story to tell in terms of where did Uganda actually go wrong, where did Uganda mess up in that line. So you'll grab yourself a copy to find out the further details that entailed in that. And of course, taking a look at the family of Maid who died in Saudi Arabia has been awarded 250 million Ugandan shillings. Now, the court finds Horeb, that is finds Horeb Services and its counterpart recruiting firm in Saudi Arabia and Al Manasseh responsible for the events that actually led to the loss of Namutamba's life. So she has been awarded 250 million Ugandan shillings. Okay, and of course we take a look here still in the national news section as Pastor Robert Kayanja's day in the dock of Sodomy. And the pastor narrates to court how he met the accused persons. That is, of course, during his famous revival session. That was the 77 Days of Glory. So he's really facing these aspects in court. So get to find out what really transpired and what exactly he told the people in the court there. And FDC Katonga faction definitely charts on course for a new party. The leaders definitely expect to collect the required number of signatures across Uganda by the end of this very year. And NERA starts mass registration of persons without identification cards. So you'll get that copy. Grab yourself further. And of course, there is an actual fact here that says that about 18 million Ugandans lack national identification cards. And not lacking simply because they have delayed, but they lack because they didn't actually take on the exercise to register these identity cards. And of course, we still in the regional news. The Otuke region struggles to walk on its own as lack of schools, inadequate teachers, and the facilities have, of course, hugely affected education in Otuke. Very upset there. So you'll get to find out what is really leading down to this poverty. And of course, Masindi locals decree poor health care. Yeah, they decree poor health care. So what does that entail? It's quite interesting. You'll find out when you grab yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor. And of course, we see here in the Prosper section, the ECOP starts Academy to feed 15 billion oil projects. Now, the ECOP Academy is definitely building this foundation for the future workforce in Tanzania and Uganda with skills and expertise that will enable the trainers to thrive in oil and gas sector and definitely beyond. And 85% of the world's of the well pads, 85% of the well pads has actually been completed. That's what has been put out here as a fact. 85% of the well pads has been accomplished from that side. Okay. Now, of course, still here, there is a very interesting story of Uganda at 62 and Singapore innovates. Uganda battles West management. Interesting. Now, of course, this is the 62nd independence is happening when Uganda's economy is ailing with a worsening trade deficit, like I told you, of just about $247 billion deficit, million, as of June 2024. And this is in addition to the projected date that is by the International Monetary Fund of about $993 million. The projected date from the Bretton Woods institution, the International Monetary Fund, is really ranging into those figures. All right, and of course, somebody here say there is an aspect here of juggling multiple jobs versus specializing. What is really more important? Is it important to jump onto one job to the other, or it's better you have that job that really defines you quite efficient. Now, specialists enjoy the depth of knowledge and the ability of mastering a single craft. Meanwhile, jugglers, according to what they say here, they benefit from a variety, flexibility, and the ability to pivot quickly is an ever-evolving workforce. So grab yourself a copy to get to find out the details. What really counts most? Would you rather juggle around multiple jobs, or you would rather specialize? Now, here they tell us to boost growth with digital banking, as businesses can actually perform payments, transfers, and what we call transfer actions at the tap of a button. You just tap the button. Of course, this will lead to improving the cash flow management. So this is a very accurate report out there. And of course, Musenero calls for deep tech investment. Now, the growth of deep tech will require not only sustained investment, but according to her, it's also a forward-thinking approach that embraces partnerships and global exchange of knowledge. So we are talking about exchange programs where we see our students in various institutions go into the diaspora to explore what new developments are in there and how best can what is observed be implemented when they come back to the country, Uganda. Of course, now in the regional news, Zenawi takeover 6 to GSAP Sorority fruit factory. Now by September 2024, the factory had processed juice from 128 metric tons of fruit, a significant increase that is from 29 metric tons processed throughout 2023. Yes, so it has the takeover 6 to GSAP, the Sorority fruit factory. And of course, new power tariffs excite Kalangala. Yes, between April and July 2024, Bugala Island definitely experienced 357.8 hours of blackouts, of hours of unexplained stages of living reliability at about 87.57%. So that is incredibly amazing for the new tariffs, which are really exciting the people. And pollution, this is still in other news, pollution poisoning Buikwe River. Some distilleries in Buikwe district are accused of disposing waste into the river. Okay, there are quite a lot of stories here. And of course, from the international perspective, Hezbollah strikes Israel on Gaza war anniversary. Now, the growing conflict raised fears that United States, Israel's superpower ally, and Iran will definitely be sucked into what we call a wider war in oil production in the Middle East. So you see, grab yourself a copy. You'll get to find out these. Of course, Israel attacks on what we're seeing here is an image of Israel attacks on Lebanon, and these have led to more than 2,000 people that have been killed in just the last 2 weeks because of this conflict. And now in other news, Israel commemorates October 7th attack amid the escalating war. Yeah, very amazing information right there. And of course, from that line, let me switch and we take a look at what is really happening across the new vision, taking a look at what is transparent. Of course, Katanga is really the Katanga issue here, as sister reveals the deceased's last words. Of course, court told tycoon say that the tycoon abandoned the car. So as you grab yourself a copy, you'll get to find out the further details entailed in this. And of course, from the tourism side, we take a look at CNN to promote Pearl of Africa. That is Uganda. And of course, over 1,000 women get 18 billion Ugandan shillings in the GROW project. Now, of course, in the crime, conspiracy theories emerge in fuel station managers' murder. Oh, and all right, okay, let's proceed within and we take a look at further reports that entail here. Now, proposal to create Lumino district leaves the Busia split. So the total surface area of Busia is about 743 kilometers cubed. So this is what we see, squared rather. Sorry. So there is a proposal to create Lumino district. Proposal to create Lumino district leaves Busia a little bit split, according to what I'm saying, and the deep details about 1,000 women that have actually been able to obtain 18 billion Ugandan shillings from the GROW project. Now, the GROW project is administered by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development in partnership, that is with the private sector. Foundation is aiming to empower women, female entrepreneurs by providing them with affordable loans. So this is what we are observing here. And the President Museveni definitely here appeals to youth to engage in wealth creation. Yes, so there are actually details here where the youth leaders came out and spoke out some of their thoughts in regards to how best they can benefit. Okay, now in other news still, 18.4 million Ugandans are food insecure. This is according to the report. This is so absurd. Now, Karamoja has the most food insecure population. That is accounting about 81%, and followed by Teso 72%. We see Bukedi 69%, and the West Nile at 68%. Yes, so that is what is. And of course, there is a whole page regarding the Katanga trial as the deceased sister tells court what her brother told her before he died. Yes, so we have all these incorporated here. And Member of Parliament Elioni supports primary 7 candidates with vision workbooks. Yes, so he's displaying the vision, reading materials, is actually putting them out here for whoever really needs it. Now, independence. Of course, the CDF inspects Busia preparedness. Yes, the CDF is definitely inspecting that. And of course, as of the Bank of Uganda, recently released the monetary policy statement for October 2024, which we shall definitely be reviewing into. And this is something with very vital explanations to view. Now, on 7th October 2024, the Bank of Uganda's Monetary Committee reduced the central bank rate by 25 basis points. By 25 basis points to about 9.75%. Yes, from 25 basis points to about 9.5% due to improved inflation outlook. So we shall be having a further look into this line. And the Uganda Revenue Authority boss sounds warning to corrupt staff. Yes, the trumpets of victory sounded at the Nakawa Best. Uganda Revenue Authority is still having some celebrations, celebrating the goodness of the Lord. And the boss was definitely very vocal and particular about the corruption, warning the corrupt staff to really watch out of what falls ahead of them in that line. And of course, still Kayanja testifies in Sodomy case. Kayanja said that he got to know the suspects during the 77 days of glory. Okay. Now, of course, a special project. This is an open letter to the president of Uganda. Find it out. It's on actually, you can find it on page 13 of the New Vision. A lot of details I may not be able to get into it. And of course, in the comment section, we take a look at the role of diaspora in tourism investment and promoting Uganda as a travel destination. It's all written in here in that regard. And in the oil, gas, and infrastructure, we have Total Energies, which is set to grow oil production, and Libya's east lifts oil export blockade. Yeah, and food manpower demand to increase as eco pipes arrive. So food, manpower are going to be on quite a huge demand to when as the eco pipe arrives. So it's quite important to position yourself on how you're going to participate into this. And of course, remember for you to effectively participate into this, you have to be registered on the national database for that. So there is a lot of insights into this. I can't accomplish it all. All right, now, dollars up for grabs as Wax on pipeline start. Now, the $5 billion project is being developed by the ECOP company. So it's already on there, so we can clearly see. So there is quite a lot of information, so grab yourself these copies, Daily Monitor, the New Vision, to get to find out further of the latest trends of what is happening in the country. But of course, also watching Smart 24 TV, Smart Means Business every day, Monday up to Friday, 7 a.m., of course, up to 9:50 as we give you these business facts with the required experts. For now, allow me to take a break, and of course, I'm returning with Caribbean, East Africa, and international updates. Stick around.